Welcome back, lottery fans. I hope you had a great 4th of July, and I hope you're enjoying this summer weekend that we have here. I'm back today to give you another Pick 3 rundown that I've been starting to track over the last few days, and it's already starting to hit in several different states that I'm tracking. So I wanted to go ahead and start by showing you this fairly early in my tracking process, so you can go ahead and jump in and hopefully win some money off of this rundown as well. Normally, for those of you that have seen my videos before, you know I like to leave at least a couple of weeks or a little bit longer and then show you the backtrack for the history of those numbers. So go in and showing this rundown fairly early when it's only been 5 days since I've been tracking is a little bit different, but I wanted to go ahead and give you guys the early notification that this rundown is starting to track. That way you can jump in on it, you can do the rundown in your state, and you can play the numbers in your state, and if this rundown continues to work, you'll go ahead and win some money off of that. So definitely leave me a comment below if you want me to do more of these rundowns where I show the rundowns early, even though we're only hitting a couple of hits in each state, rather than when I show them later on where we've hit 5, 6, or 7 numbers over the last couple of weeks. Definitely interested to hear which you guys would prefer to see. So as I said, I've been tracking this in several different states. I'm going to show you 3 different states today where it's already hitting, but definitely go ahead and try this in your state and let me know in the comments below if it's actually hidden. I've seen some great comments recently over the last few weeks where people have been trying these rundowns, hitting off these rundowns, and I love these comments. Keep them coming. I love hearing them. Thanks so much for posting those comments where you're actually seeing the hits off of these rundowns. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll start with our first state, and the first state I've been tracking is Virginia, specifically the Virginia Evening Lottery. And for all of these rundowns, my base date that I've used for the initial result has been the last day in June, so 6/30. That's where I've grabbed the initial result. So for this rundown, we only need the one result. And for Virginia in the Evening Lottery on the 30th of June, that result was a 783. Now to do this rundown, it's a little bit different than how we've done in the previous ones, but hopefully you'll follow along. I'll do 3 different examples, so you'll be able to see the 3 different examples, and hopefully after that you'll see how it's done. We're going to start by putting this base number in our base grid crisscrossed here. Now if you don't have this rundown worksheet, you can go ahead and download this completely for free from lotterypredictor.com, so you can follow along and do the rundown for your state. It's in the resources section on lotterypredictor.com. I'll also leave a link down below in the description so you can download it completely for free. So we'll start by putting 783 from the top left into the bottom right on our base grid, like so, 783. And then, as mentioned, we're going to crisscross it. So we're going to take the same number, we're going to leverage this center 8 here, but 783 from the top right to the bottom left on our grid. So what you should have here is a nice mirror of how it looks here. Now to get the center blank spots filled in, what we're going to do is we're going to take a blank spot, and we're going to take the number from the left of it and the right of it, and we'll add them together to get this center number. So we'll take the 7 and the 7 here, add them together, gives us 14, but because this is pick 3 we only need 1 digit, so we'll take the right hand digit, which is a 4, so we'll take the 4 from 14 and put it in that blank spot. Do the same again on the bottom. We'll take the 3 and the 3, we'll add them together, gives us a 6, so we'll fill in a 6 in the center here. Then on the left hand side we'll take the 7 and the 3, add those together, which is a 10, so we'll just take the 0 from 10, and same again on the right, 7 plus 3 is 10, so we'll take the 0 from there. So that's how we fill out the base grid. Now to get the translated grid, we're going to go ahead and use our mirror numbers, which are also on this rundown worksheet right here in the bottom here for easy reference. We're going to look up the mirror number of each number and fill it in on the translated grid. So we'll start with the 7. The mirror number of 7 is 2, so put a 2 there. Mirror number of 4 is 9, put a 9 there. Mirror number of 7 is 2. Mirror number of 0 is 5. Mirror number of 8 is 3. Mirror number of 0 is 5. Mirror number of 3 is 8. Mirror number of 6 is 1. And finally mirror number of 3 is 8, like so. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you where these have actually been hidden. And as I said, we've got I've only been tracking for 5 days, but in those 5 days we've already had 2 hits out of this rundown in Virginia, and let me go ahead and show you where those are right now. So on 7/1, so on the 1st of July, we had, the result was a 538. And if we go ahead and look on our grid here, we've got 538 right here. We actually have 538 here, and as you know, if you've seen previous videos, if I see the same number twice on the grid, it's a good chance it might actually show up again later on in the month. So 538 is a good one to keep an eye on. So 7-1, we had a 538, which I hit there. And then on 7-5, we had a 638. So we have 638 right here, and this again is actually on this grid as well, 638 right here, so that's doubled up. So both of these numbers I would recommend keep an eye out on. They may show up again later on throughout the month as well. Definitely worth watching. So there we go, there's the two hits we've already seen in the last 5 days of Virginia. As I said, normally I have more examples, but because we're only tracking 5 days, I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to start playing these numbers. And definitely let me know in the comments below if it continues to hit for Virginia Evening Lottery. Definitely be interested to hear that. Alright, let's jump on to our next state. As I said, we're going to do 3 different states here, show you 3 different examples. And the next one is going to be the Michigan. And we're going to go ahead and do the Michigan Evening Lottery. And once again, our start date was 6:30. And on 6:30 in the Michigan Lottery, we had 387 for our result. So we're going to go ahead and fill that in on our base grid in that crisscross pattern we mentioned. So 387 from the top left to bottom right, and then 387 from top right to bottom left. And then we're going to add, to get these blank spots, we'll add the 2 numbers on either side of the blank spot. So 3 plus 3 is 6, put the 6 in the middle there. 7 plus 7 is 4, we only need, 7 plus 7 is 14, but we only need the 1 digit, which is a 4. So we'll put a 4 there, the right handmost digit of 14. 3 plus 7 is 10, so we'll take the 0 from that. 3 plus 7 is 10, so we'll take the 0 from that. So there's our base grid. Now, as we did with the Virginia, we're going to take the mirror numbers here on our word count rundown worksheet and fill in the translated grid. So the mirror number of 3 is 8, mirror number of 6 is 1, mirror number of 3 is 8, mirror number of 0 is 5, 8 is 3, 0 is 5, 7 is 2, 4 is 9, and 7 is 2, like so. Now, much like the Virginia lottery, we actually had the same dates hitting in the Michigan evening. So our first hit came on 7-1, and it was a 604. And if we look on our base grid, we've got 604 right there. We also have it down the right hand side as well, 604. So 604 for Michigan, that's a number to watch for as well. And then on 7-5, we had a 400. And we actually had that hit on the base grid as a box hit here, 040, right there. So that box hit 400 was right there on the base grid. So there we go, that's where it's hidden so far, 2 out of the 5 days in the last 5 days for the Michigan Evening Lottery. Interestingly enough, I also did the rundown for the Michigan Midday Lottery, and we got 2 out of 5 days with exactly the same rundown, using the 6:30th date on the midday. I'm not going to show you it, so you can go ahead and do it yourself, but definitely go ahead and check out the midday. Use the result from the 6:30, June 30th. In the midday, and we also had 2 out of the 5 days already hit using this rundown in the Michigan midday as well. So this pattern is working for both the Michigan midday and the Michigan evening. Alright, on to the last state here, and I like this one because this actually created some really nice number patterns, and I'm always big on the number patterns. And this one is going to be Pennsylvania, and it's going to be the Pennsylvania midday lottery. Once again, the same date. We started at 6:30. This seems to be the common date to start with. So if you're tracking in your state, I definitely recommend starting on the 6:30 to see if it actually starts to work. If not, go a couple of days either side, backtracking those numbers, seeing if they work or not. And in Pennsylvania, it was a 323 was the result on 6:30. So we're going to put that in our base grid in that crisscross pattern, like so. And oh, sorry, that's a 3, not a 2. Then we're going to go ahead and add those numbers together. Now this is where it gets interesting because we've got 3s all in the corners here, so that's already a nice pattern there. But when we start to add the numbers, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 3 is 6. So we've already got some really nice symmetrical patterns going on the base grid here. And when we go ahead and use our mirror numbers to fill in the translated grid, so mirror number of 3 is 8, mirror number of 6 is 1, 3 is 8, 6 is 1, 2 is 7, 6 is 1, 3 is 8, 1, 8. So as you see, we've got, because it mirrors, we've got a nice symmetrical pattern now on our translated grid. Now when we start to look at the results that are coming out, this is where it gets really nice. So our first result was on 7-3, I believe, which was a 1-7-1. And if you look, we've actually got 1-7-1 in two straights right here, right across. We got this one here, straight down, and we got it straight across here. So that's definitely a really nice number there that we hit straight on 7-3. And then on 7-5, we had an 8-7-1. So we've got 8-7-1 right here. We also have 8-7-1 here, we have 8-7-1 here, we have 8-7-1 here, we have 8-7-1 here, 8-7-1 here, 8-7-1 here. It's all over. 8-7-1 is all over this translated grid. So this ones and these sevens, especially when you combine it with the 8, that's a really powerful number. So I would definitely probably play 8-7-1 all month, because I have a fairly good feeling that might come up again in Pennsylvania. Alright, so there we go. There are 3 different states. As I said, only 2 hits out of the last 5 days. I say only 2 hits. That's 2 hits out of the last 5 days, which is actually a lot for any rundown. But I've shown you it early. Hopefully these rundowns will keep hitting for the rest of the month. Definitely leave me a comment below if you do see them hitting in the rest of the month. And as I said, leave me a comment if you want me to show you the rundowns early on like this. Even though we've only seen a couple of hits off them, not the normal 5 or 6 that I show with some of these rundowns. If you like to get the early warning about these rundowns working, definitely leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback on that. A little bit more risky because some of these might peter out. They might not follow through into the rest of the month. But I like the idea of giving you the rundowns that are already starting to hit at the beginning of the month, so you can actually see those. Alright, that's it. If you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Please share the video. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel so you'll see all of our great other videos that I'm putting out. And I'll catch you on the next one. Good luck. Bye.